Welcome back. I'm Billie, and if you've been following my story, you are aware that in my last video, I chose 5 goals to pursue, which I believed would bring joy into my life. Well, after establishing those goals and creating an action plan, I went about accomplishing many of the tasks under each goal on my plan. For the next year and a half, I stuck to the schedule. I stuck to the plan. I started working on goal number 1, to get more spiritually connected. I read my Bible for a minimum of 45 minutes a day. I also prayed every day, and I went to church in person or virtually on Sundays. After being bedridden for such a long time, my body was in sad shape. So I started working on goal number 2, looking better and getting physically fit. That was something that I could do immediately. I hired a personal trainer and I began going to the gym 3 days a week. I also purchased workout equipment and created my own in-house personal gym. In working towards fulfilling my goal of starting a YouTube channel, which was very important to me, my goal number 3, I created studio space in my home to shoot videos. I hired a videographer and I hired 2 Virginia Commonwealth University interns. I purchased cameras, lights, teleprompters, etc. I also started writing scripts. In preparation for entertaining more and being more social, my goal number 4, I started renovating my home. I converted office space into living space. I enlarged my dining area to accommodate dinner parties. Well, it didn't take long before I noticed that I was having trouble following through on goal number 3. Launching a YouTube channel and sharing my story. I just couldn't seem to complete writing the scripts. I had hit a wall. Bottom line, doubt was overcoming my faith. No matter how faithful I was, I had some honest doubt. I was doubting whether my story was even worth telling. I started procrastinating, and I was procrastinating often. Now, you know, procrastination will hold you handcuffed to your present situation. And I waddled in this state for several months. If I was going to achieve my goals, to realize my dreams, I knew I had to stop procrastinating and making excuses. And then I recalled some of the sermons that I heard in church. One sermon I remember said to be careful when doubt begins to overwhelm your faith, because then you're in serious trouble, because doubt can paralyze your progress. It can drown your enthusiasm, it can stifle your success, and it can suffocate your growth. Now, there were several important life messages that were preached in church that steered me the right way and helped me to successfully move forward. Message number 1 was that discipline was the key to personal achievement and winning, but that too many people want any kind of medicine except a strong dose of discipline. We want wealth without work. We want success without sacrifice. We want a great body without exercise. Now, I knew that if I wanted to accomplish my goals, personal discipline had to be a priority. And that discipline is demonstrated by setting a schedule and sticking to it. If I didn't think that I could stick to a daily schedule, then I could just forget it. I wouldn't. I must believe that I could. Discipline is doing what you should do, not what you feel like doing. You will never become successful by doing only what you feel like doing. So the message was that joy is not found in the absence of struggle, conflict, and pain, but joy is discovered in the discipline and the determination that it takes to stay with the struggle, to work through the conflict, and to endure the pain and come out the winner in the end? Did I have the personal discipline that it would take to change my life, to complete the journey, to follow my plan? Without discipline, we are basically at the mercy of our moods. When our mood says, I don't want to exercise today, I'm tired, I stayed up too late, I don't feel like it, I ache. Do I have the discipline that will enable me to do it anyway? That was the question. Now, the message number 2 was about how critical my choice of attitude in life and towards life was. That it was possible for me to get the joy back in my life, but first I had to get the joy back in my spirit. His message was that we tend to get what we expect out of life. We see what we expect to see, we feel what we expect to feel, we act how we expect to act, and we achieve what we expect to achieve. He explained that one's expectations influence the whole of our life. It influences our happiness, our health, our career, our relationships, and our ability to deal with stress. Now, Pastor went on to state that there are 2 basic paths by which I could choose to live my life. I could choose to be an optimist, or I could choose to be a pessimist. He challenged me to choose to be an optimist, to be positive. No matter what I was going through, he challenged me to positively expect that my life would get better. He said that a positive attitude was critical and that every athlete knew it, that a positive attitude was actually the winning edge. He said, just ask Serena or Tiger Woods or Michael Jordan. I can't do it, I'm too young, I'm not smart enough, or I'm too old, are all untrue and they're unproductive. So I took some time to reflect on my attitude. Did I have a positive personality? I mean, really, did I wake up happy in the morning, or did I wake up grumpy? The last message, message number 3, was that a high level of self-esteem and self-confidence is needed. If most of my self-talk was negative, it would be impossible for me to achieve my goals. A sense of my value as a person was incredibly important. And the company that I keep can have a dramatic effect on my self-esteem and self-confidence. Now, all of our lives will be peppered with people who tend to see the pitfalls in every parade. I'm sure you know some of them. Who was I hanging with? Did I need to sever toxic relationships with those who were damaging my self-esteem through their insults and their put-downs and criticism? I remember Pastor saying that a confident person isn't trying to be anybody else. God wants them to be them, to do their best. That's my job, to improve what I can improve and trust God to take care of the rest. The message is to put my confidence in something that can never be taken away from me, my relationship with God, to make Christ the root of my life, my foundation and the source of my confidence. So join me as I show you how I stepped out with confidence to fulfill one of my goals from my action plan. How are you coming on your personal action plan? Have you established 5 goals that would bring joy back into your life? If you need help, click the link in the description below and get your free action plan template to help you get started on your own comeback journey. Don't procrastinate. Get it down on paper, on your computer, in your phone. Just get it done. As always, be sure to click the subscribe button below and hear more about how you can get the joy back in your life. I hope to see you next time. I'm Billie Brown.